early to be out of the tent, but it's pretty. Nice. I gotta get back to the tent, it's cold. Oh yeah, it is a beautiful day. It's cool and breezy, occasional gusts, occasional bunch of clouds. There was a light cloud covering at sunrise, made for some pretty cool effects that I got out and I saw some of, but it was cold and I didn't stay out long. But it's a good day. It is about 8:45 and I've done all kinds of work. I got my tent all taken down and everything in it is taken down, and pretty much all the stuff is consolidated. The food is taken down from the tree and the rope is put away, and did all that before my first cup of coffee. Insane, just insane. So now I'm sitting here in the sun, warming up, drinking some coffee, and plotting out my day. Well, still eating my boba bar breakfast. I heard some voices coming down the creek, but they never emerged. It's amazing how many people tromp by the PCT there without realizing that there's that beautiful waterfall and that pool up there, and then this gigantic waterfall on this plateau with a cliff view, just a 2-minute hike or a 1-minute hike from the PCT. I was kind of dreaming of getting out here at 10. That's just not going to happen. Just not that motivated. 11. I'll be happy with 11. Pretty happy in general. Wish it was a little warmer and not so windy, but maybe it'll be dying down a bit today. So we hear. Up at the little waterfall and pool. It's just so beautiful. I love this place. So lovely. Go back on. Just finished my poop walk, but I realized I hadn't even shot any video of the creek here. Or I don't remember if I did. This creek cuts through all this rock. It's just solid rock. It took a while, I think. Another pool down below here. Yeah, what a place. So I just finished the poop walk, and now I got to do everything else. My plateau is just unbelievably magnificent. Just can't get used to how pretty it is over here. Wispy clouds. It's like good hiking weather again. Okay, I guess I will get my second cup of coffee going, and that's gonna be it for the day. And then I have to really start packing. Oh, I should have gotten water too. Alright, work. Before I forget, I gotta show this thing. Somebody left this in plain sight. Check this out. It's some kind of jawbone with a molar still attached. The light is really bad here. But there's just like 4 molars here. And then this. Check this out. Oops. I have no idea what this is. but it appears to be retractable. Yeah, pretty crazy, huh? Saber-toothed tiger? I have no idea what this is. No idea. No idea. I will ask around when I get home. But personally, I have no clue. My glorious day is marching on. It's quite windy. See, Grass Lake is all choppy down there. But I'm doing well. The main compartment of my backpack is all packed, and I better go get that chipmunk out of here. Hey! Yeah, you! Okay, I've already chugged my liter of water, and now I have to replenish it for the road. I'm going to be on the road with about 2.5 liters of water. It's more than I need, but I'm a little insecure like that. Last phases of packing after I get the water. I'm really not checking the time very often because I don't want to put myself under a lot of pressure. But it's 10:36. That means 11 o'clock departure. Should be right on schedule. What a glorious day. Haven't seen my neighbor yet today. God, I forgot her name. I'm going to have to review the tape. I wanted to remember, but it was a hard one. She said she was going to go climb Mount Talac and then go down to Grass Lake to camp for her last night. So she's probably gone already. Most people are gone by 11, that's for sure. Anyway, final stages here. Oh, here comes the chipmunk. That's the other nuisance. The chipmunk now knows that I'm here, and yeah. All right. Well, it's about 5 after 11, and I'm done packing. All packed, ready to go. It's 5 before 11, I should say, so did well. It's still very breezy, quite cool. I'm gonna hike with my wool long sleeve under handy, and I'm gonna hike with the long pants again. There are wispy clouds out there, so there'll be the occasional bit of shade perhaps. First part is gonna be in the sun, hiking around Susie Lake, hiking up to Heather Lake. It's gonna be a lot of sun. Oh yeah, I was gonna show you on the map. Well, maybe I'll just do that later and then do some fancy editing. So I'll get ready to hike up the waterfall and around the trail from there. Wish me luck. Been a while since I've gone a reasonable distance on day 2. I think I'm aiming to go 6-7 miles today. If I don't like what I see, maybe 9. The second part of the day is going to be all downhill. The last part's going to be flattened downhill, so I can go farther if I want. All right, let's get going. Here's a nice look at Susie Lake. I'm on the PCT now. The winds were howling when I got up here. Coming down the mountains, it was cold. I was all ready to put my my wool long sleeve on, and then I came to this wind shadow here, getting blasted by the sun, light breeze, and it's a totally different story. So it's going to be another hot and cold day on the trail. Sure is pretty though. Leaving Susie Lake now. There's all kinds of bird chatter. I met a couple of couples camped on the peninsula site. Stayed here last night. They're going up to Aloha and then heading out. And I met another couple that just came down from Aloha. They said it was severely windy up there last night. Still no reports about what's on the other side of Mosquito Pass. And I probably won't get any. First uphill, it's no switchbacks, it's just going straight up, so I'm going slow. This is a frickin' wind funnel here. All the winds are getting funneled into this little spot here, and it is just gusting like crazy. Lake is all choppy. Seeing a bunch of people. Talked to some people that looked over Mosquito Pass, but they didn't hike down it. Talked to a guy doing the Tahoe Rim Trail. PCT is busy today. The views are beginning to open up. I'm in this nice little wind shadow here. I thought I'd take the opportunity to shoot a little bit of video. Perfect hiking day. So far, I haven't done a lot of uphill yet, but so far, I'm hardly even sweating. It was cold when I first got on the PCT, but after hiking a bit, I've warmed up. Not sweating that much, so I'm not getting the wind chill there. I almost put the wool on a couple of times, but I'm going to hold off. I'll probably have to do it. God, I'm going to have to go through another wind tunnel going up to Lake Aloha. Who knows what it's like up there. Hazy clouds. It's kind of blocking the sun now just a little bit. It's really nice out here. Hopefully I'll get some wind protection down low. We will see. This lovely juniper is one of the landmarks of the PCT on Heather Lake here. It's really something. It's had a hard life, this tree. Okay, no more stopping, keep going. I'm leaving Heather Lake now. I'm beginning to climb. I just met a couple right where the trail starts climbing. Nice little windbreak down there. But I see this little camp area here. It's pretty small, surrounded by willows. Good windbreak. Water access can't be very good. But if you need to camp here, here's a place you can do it. This is near the far northwest end of Heather Lake. Still climbing here. Typical PCT campsite. It is right on the trail. Literally, the trail goes right next to where the tent would be. And those hikers are catching up to me. But all of a sudden, the trail got quiet. I've been seeing people all day, but not on this, not for the last 20 minutes, half an hour or so. Anyway, I gotta work. Just spotted the junction post there. Only because I was staring at this surreal sky here. Man, this is so weird. All kinds of weird clouds up there you don't see very often. Like that. That's peculiar. Okay, let's get to that junction and keep moving. So very curious. I'm feeling good. Feeling just fine. The flat part along the trail feels great. Feeling plenty strong. Should have plenty of energy to get over the pass. I'm going to need to eat quite a bit of food at some point. But doing alright. I caught up to a foursome plus dog that passed me on the trail. Day hikers. They're the folks, I think, that were camped at the peninsula on Susie Lake. They're just taking a day hike up here to Aloha. Lovely, lovely, lovely bit of trail. It's not nearly as windy over here as most places up here. A lot of good shelter around here. I'm near steep stuff. Alright, put the camera away, heading to the pass, which is over there. Okay, this must be the little campsite I was thinking about. I have this memory of looking up from the trail and seeing 4 or 5 guys that looked like the area gave the effect that it looked like they were sitting in their front yard behind a white picket fence with their little gazebo behind them, something like that. And this must be the place. It's not the greatest campsite, but it's okay. Big fire zone here. Oh geez. Some plastic, lots of garbage. Trail going off that way. There might be another tent spot over here somewhere. I guess I might as well follow it. Very sheltered zone back here. This high rock here, these rocks here, the big cliffs there. But this is a desperation tent spot. Okay, back to the little site. Oh, got a little trail over here. That can't go anywhere. Must be a poop hike trail. There's a decent tent spot here. It's not huge, but it looks pretty flat and it looks really soft. I think that's big enough for me. Just flat spot here, flat spot there, another trail over here. Yeah, this must be the spot. So these trees here are the gazebo, and the white picket fence really is not there at all. I'm not surprised that I didn't recognize it before going by, because you need people standing back here for it to be obvious. See, here's the fence. You see people standing here, you get the idea they're behind something. So I remembered it as, it looked like, you know, a row of boulders creating that picket fence effect. But no, big old slab of granite. Here is the trail, and here is the view of the camp area. And there's Mosquito Pass, so it's like the last bit of camping. Well, it's like a flat exposed zone over there, but it's like the last good campsite before you get to the pass. Well, of course, there's lots of flat rock to set up a freestanding tent everywhere around here. But not everybody has a freestanding tent these days, like me. Yeah, this is pretty desperation here as well. It's kind of flat there, not really good enough. Kind of flat there, not really good enough. And I don't think we're going to see anything else before the pass hike begins. Alright, put the camera away, feeling good. I'm going real slow. But every time I take my eyes off the trail and look down to the lake, my progress is obvious. I just checked my GPS app and it tells me I have only about 200 vertical feet to go to get to the top. Yay! And I did check the map. I talked to some people that just went over Mosquito Pass, went down to Jack's Meadow and came back, and they said they didn't see any running water. But in order to see running water, you have to hike quite a bit further. So I just looked at the map to verify that. A little worried. About a mile and a half or so after the pass, the trail crosses the Rubicon River. There had better be water in there. If not, I may have to turn around and go back. I'll have to study hard. Well, here's a pass marker. That was easy. No other way to put it. I went pretty darn slow. I stopped a couple times because I just couldn't contain myself from going faster on the easy parts. That was easy. My back is all sweaty now. My feet are all sweaty, so I could use a pack off, boots off break. Big snack, some water, and then I'll probably refill at the river crossing. If not, I'll be turning around and going back up to Clyde Lake probably. Scary thought. Well, there's other possibilities, but why worry about all this when I don't know yet? So I'm just saying that I every time I come by this thing, I have to record it. It's a strange building. I guess it was half stone, half, and then just make some kind of roof out of whatever debris is around here. And it went all the way over here, so it was pretty good size. The door here. Not sure if I noticed that before. No idea what it is. A hunting cabin? I mean, somebody carried mortar up here. Fire outlook? No, I can't see much from here. Maybe it's like an emergency cabin, like the hut on Muir Pass. I just don't know. But it looks like it was built around some timber. There's a tree there and a tree here. Very interesting. Anyway, down we go. Downhill for the rest of the day. That's got to be Camper Flat or Jack's Meadow. Is that a mile and a half from here? I don't know. I'm really bad at that. But I'll find out soon, which is exciting because I have not done this stretch of trail in decades. So I get to see new stuff here. I'm switching back down the trail here. Doing that switchback thing. But this is my break spot because I got this gorgeous view of Clyde Lake. Clyde Lake is amazing. Take a look here. Just incredible. It's a beautiful place. Stayed there last year. I tried to incorporate a stay here in this hike, but I just couldn't do it short of hiking all the way here on the first day. Just couldn't do that. This is a good plan. I'm going to see new places. Steep down there. Way down. It's a long way down to Clyde Lake. That's an impressive mountain up there. I noticed that from my break spot. I think that's visible from Twin Lakes, certainly from Island Lake. Okay, view spectacular Clyde Lake. Again, there go the poles. Some fresh chainsaw maintenance from this season. I saw a couple of logs cut up there, some with the fringe still there. And here is the junction to Clyde Lake. I'm headed to Rockbound Valley. Anything else it says here? Lake Aloha, of course. Might mention China Flat on the other side, hardly worth looking at. This is trail that I have not been on in over 20 years, so I'm excited about that. Heading to China Flat, which I can't ever remember staying at. I know I've stayed in Rockbound Valley at least once. That was when I was a teenager. Very interesting here. Sky's looking funky. Spaceship clouds over there. Man, this is an interesting day. This could well be the best hiking conditions I've seen in years. Since I came over the pass, I am not sweating at all. Not while my feet are. There were periods, very short periods, where it was a little too cool. Short periods where it was a little too hot. But most of the day, it's been just right. No goosebumps. No sweating. It's unbelievably nice. And it's an easy hike to China Flat. I think I'm gonna just camp there and have an easy day of it. After that it gets hard, but I'll have another day of working on my trail legs and another day of acclimatization, so things are looking good. According to my map, Jack's Meadow is through these trees here. I have some old maps that had a trail to Jack's Meadow there, a very short trail, but I don't see anything that looks like a trail here. Something looked like a trail there. It's hard to even see where the meadow is. think you can see it through the trees here. Ah, barely through the trees there. There's a bit of a meadow. Looks like there might have been a trail coming through here. This would be a good place for it to be. Yeah, right here. There we go. Very unmaintained through there and around. Alright. Another landmark. A lazy marmot just sunning himself. I'm gonna have to make him run. Something like that. Pole's gonna blow over. Crap. I'm gonna blow over. Gotta go. Oh, I sure am glad I wasn't hiking on the trail when these boulders came rolling down and blocked the trail. That's a pretty hard maintenance job there. I'm standing on the detour. They had to build something to go around it. I'm about a little bit less than half a mile from the river junction. Very excited to see what I see there. My guidebook tells me there are a couple of campsites there, so it's good to know. Coyote. I can hear up on the hillside here. That sounds like Solo. Oh, if I had the energy, I'd send out a big howl. Okay. But I don't have the energy. I mean, I'm doing just fine. Usually after going over a pass like that, I charge downhill, trying for speed. But today I'm just trying for comfort. I'm realizing that sometimes everything goes just fine all day long, but my back hurts at night, and I'm realizing that it's simply because I'm backpacking. Back doesn't like a lot of weight on and walking. So I'm trying not to aggravate things and just going at a mellow pace here. I'll be just fine when I get there. Come on, Coyote. Is that all you got? Oh, well. Well, the good news is that there is water in the river crossing. The bad news is it ain't moving. Been staring at my map for a bit here, and there are several more creeks joining the river before I get to China Flat. A couple of big ones just right after. The river is marked as intermediate. Some of those creeks are not. So I'm going to forge ahead. This is really scary. I'm going to forge ahead and hope that there are better pools than this, at least, along the way. I probably should fill up here, but this water is really shallow. It's really stagnant. There's lots of bugs bouncing around. It'll really do a number on my filter. Also, there is a spring, China Flat, not a ways from here. Camper Flat. At Camper Flat, there's a spring. I'm going to be positive, and I'm going to forge ahead here. However, I don't have any idea where the trail is. It's a big campsite here. Trails all over the place. Might take me a while to really find it. But it looks like it's here, so I'm going to grab my poles and keep going and sip water carefully. I've been peeing. I'm pretty well hydrated, so I'm feeling okay now. I'm a little scared, but I'm going to forge ahead. Alright, upon further study, it looks like about 3 miles or so until sure water. I can do that. I got a liter of water on me. I'm just going to have to be careful, but I should be okay. It's still a little scary. I don't like this kind of unpredictability, and I don't like making mistakes like this. I should know better. I should have called ahead or something. Anyway, I'm not going to bitch about it now. I'll be fine. Let's go. Phew! There's a very large pool here. It's deep enough. There's a lot of water here. I don't have any problem collecting this and drinking it. I am 2,000 feet from China Flat. So I'm going to go for it. Maybe there'll be a pool there. Maybe there'll be a creek there. If all else fails, I could come back here for my water. 2,000 feet, that's not very far. It's kind of pretty down here. I had some open space, I might actually like it. Forests scare me at night. I don't like the dark wall of trees. I want openness. Okay, let's go forward and be positive. Well, here's China Flat. There's a place right here, right over there. Minimally decent campsite and a good-sized puddle there. I'd prefer better. I'd seen better. On the other side of the meadow here, the trail will meet up with the creek again. I'm gonna go there and see what it looks like over there. Hopefully it's better. Hopefully my day is almost done, because it's meal time, and if I start pushing my body low on water and on food, it's gonna be uncomfortable. I really don't want to have to do that. I like the vast opening of the forest here. That's nice. But hopefully I can find a good campsite and decent water. The sky is still interesting. Not threatening. And it is really cool. Well, folks, I am home. Thank God going to the other side of the meadow was a good idea, because over here is a nice big campsite and the biggest pool of water I've seen. Yay! Well, that water's pretty brown. Sure looks a lot nicer. I guess the other pools, smaller pools, would have been even worse. The water looks nice and clear. It has a bit of flavor, I have to say. I'm going to do a whole liter here and see if the whole liter looks clear. But man, my filter is slowing down. It has been doing that recently, and I've been getting a little worried, and now I'm filtering this thick water here. I'm a little worried. At least the water at the Velma's, Dick's Lake, that stuff is pretty clean. Yeah, I'm a little stressed, just a little. Today could have been just a celebration of awesome accomplishment. But instead, I'm worried about water. It really bothers me. All right, it's getting windy again. Well, it's well after 5 now. What a weird day. I was powering down the trail, just confident as hell, right up until I got to that dry creek bed, dry river bed, I should say. It's been rough since then. I'm still kind of suffering a little bit of anxiety. I remembered that there on the map there was a creek coming out of what's that lake up there? The one next to Lois, Doris, and it's listed as perennial. I didn't see the actual creek bed, but if it was pouring water into the riverbed, it wasn't having an effect, because the riverbed downstream where that stream is supposed to meet is stone dead. It's just totally dry. Another river crossing here. That'll be the 4th, I think, so far. That should have been an indication that there's not a lot of flow here if the trail just keeps crossing the river all the time. Yeah, feeling a little anxious. The water that I got, I mean, it's from this big, huge pond here, but it tastes dirty. It tastes dusty. It's a small thing. I'm sure it's good. I mean, it's got to be good. It's gone through my filter. Somehow the flavor has gone with it, but there's no way that something bad has gone with it. But I really kind of thought that whatever comes out of the other end of that filter would taste crystal clear. I mean, it looks crystal clear. So I've been running around like crazy doing weird stuff, not my usual routine. I did go straight down to the water and did a little bit of cleaning, just because the one and only rock that goes down to the water, everything else is, all the rest of the riverbank is full of grass. It's the only place to access the water. and it was the shadows were from the trees across the creek were shading the last spot, so I did it right away. And then I'm thinking, okay, what do I need? What do I need? What do I need? And I just kind of like rambling like that. I got the water going because that was the most critical thing, and it's done, and I'm not satisfied, you know. I remembered, well, yeah, I already said that. I went down to see if there was flowing water down there. There is not. I thought I heard voices. That kind of encouraged me to do that as well. I don't think there's anybody in this valley here, just that coyote. So next I got to set up my tent. Oh, well, what I've been doing right now is that I just sat my butt down and started eating, grazing through my bag. Because I was just run down out of energy. If I had to hike down to Camper Flat, I would have been a wreck by the time I got there. Ugh, glad I'm not doing that. And I'm getting a bit of chill now, so I ought to get up and start working again, put up the tent. That'll make me feel better. Close inspection shows this is not a very good tent spot. Maybe I'll look around for a better one. Okay, I've done a bit of grazing. I feel a little bit better. I'm a little chilly now, so I got to get up and start working again. The beast is up. And check this out. Of course, it was real windy while I was setting it up, and now the winds have completely died, but I like this. It's very clever. Should hold it well. And I got the rear tied up to this here. It should be pretty solid. Hopefully it's a good setup, because I didn't even mention last night. I slept so well, or I slept a lot. I got in the tent before 10, didn't get out until 7:30, and I spent a lot of that time sleeping. So it's part of the reason why I felt so good today. And I'm acclimated, and I chugged the water, and it was a good day until the stress started getting to me. But now I got my tent up, I got water. It sure is ugly, but I've got water. I'm not gonna turn into a dehydrated prune here. All right, dinner time. I gotta get dinner going. I'm really out of it. Doing things in weird order. Yeah, just don't feel right. Sure is pretty here. That's a pretty meadow. I wish I liked this site better. I was about to unfurl a big long list of complaints about how this site isn't perfect. Oh, but forget that. I gotta get dinner going. No time for whining. Tent looks good. I feel a lot better once I've got all my chores done. I'm hesitant to do them. I don't know why. It feels like I'm not gonna stay here. But I'm staying here. I just saw, when working on my tent, I looked up and saw a couple guys walking down the trail. And they got a long day ahead of them. They're gonna camp at Lois or Doris Lake. It's ways from here. It's gonna be dark. Speaking of dark, let's get my food going before it gets dark. Well, I'm beginning to feel a little better. Got all my chores done now, and I got food be ready in 20 minutes. And I was going to say that the winds have been much calmer. Nothing over 10 miles an hour for quite a while, until now. Maybe 12. But it's still pretty mild compared to earlier today and yesterday. I'm just putting my hand here to protect the microphone. I've got a paleo to go meal going for the first time ever. I knew that I might have a night on this trip where I was feeling woozy and I wanted a really good meal. These are supposed to be really good. I've seen lots of cheapskate PCT hikers on YouTube buying these things at $12 and $13. They're not cheap, but hopefully it's as good as it sounds. It's got chicken, broccoli, spinach, potatoes, and it seems to be a good single serving, a good size single serving, not too much. I am so pissed off at the way Mountain House decided to call a serving 190 calories of chicken and rice. That's just ridiculous. What the hell? Anyway, I was really kind of bitchy and crabby, and I'm trying not to be bitchy and crabby now. Really, the only problem is that my water tastes a little dusty, and everything else is just fine. Well, everything else is not just fine, but all kinds of things might be teetering on not good at all. But that's me. I worry. I always look for the worst case scenario and prepare for it. Sometimes that's a good thing. Sometimes it just means I'm spinning my wheels worrying. That was a good sigh. I feel a little more relaxed. It's getting cloudy. It's a little warmer than yesterday, I think, just a little. I got my down jacket on and a bunch of stuff just because I want to be warm. I don't want to mess with feeling a little cool next time a breeze kicks up. This down jacket is awesome. As long as I'm not working while I'm wearing it, I don't get hot, even if it's, not that cold. And I have not seen temperatures cold enough that it's not enough. I live in California. I don't see a lot of cold temperatures, so not that big of a deal. I don't think this jacket has seen under 40 degrees yet, but I know it can handle it. This thing is a beast. Okay, enough about that. Anything else kind of actually relevant and important? No, not really. It's about 6:30, I think. So I got at least another hour of real daylight, and then it's going to get dark and musty, and then I'm going to be in this cave of dark trees. I don't like that. I'm going to have to try real hard to get my candle lanterns burning tonight. I didn't even try it last night. It was ridiculous. But, so I have an extra one now, so it's a good idea. That'll make me feel better. Feeling better. Talk myself into feeling better. So, slowly getting there. I gotta say that this backpacking that I've been doing the last few years, I mean, some people wouldn't even call it backpacking. I'm basically camping with a long walk-in. I hike in and stay in one place for 2 nights, and then I hike out, and I might, do a day hike, or I might not. It's a lot like camping, only I'm carrying all my stuff. This time I wanted to do a backpacking trip, real backpacking trip, real mileage, going to real places, some that I haven't been to in forever, or not at all. And when you do that, unexpected problems arise. My last few trips have gone so well, just unbelievably well, start to finish. I'm just thrilled. And yesterday was like that. It went really well, start to finish. Started off pretty good today, but truth is, I made a mistake. I remember planning out a trip like this and looking at the intermittent status of the river on the maps, thinking, well, that can't be right, because Clyde Lake is always, it has water flowing almost all the time, and that's the top of, I was wrong, there was snow at Clyde Lake. That led me to believe that it was still had an outflow. Maybe it does, but it just dries up before it gets down here. I don't know. Actually, I'm really lucky there is a bunch of water here. I mentioned earlier, in case you're in trouble, you can count on this water here. Don't count on this water here. This is a beaver dam. It may not be here next year. So I got lucky. I really should have just kept going to Camper Flat, but I was slowing down. I could feel myself slowing down, and I really wanted this place to work. China Flat is nothing. I mean, it's a very nice meadow, but there is not really camping here. It's a reasonable spot right here where I'm at, but it's not very nice. Views aren't very good, and the water's not flowing. Water stopped flowing probably a month ago. Jeez, drinking stagnant water for a month? Maybe that can't be right. There's a lot of pools along the way, on the way down. Okay, that's 6 minutes of babble. I can stop there. But, yeah, I'm committed to this trip now. I have to go down and around. I have to live. I have to survive on this water here. If it messes me up, I'll be in trouble. But I got my handy-dandy trusty satellite thing, although I have to find a clearing to use it. It doesn't work very well. It doesn't work very well through the trees. I think I'll get a message prep now. case I have to walk out to a meadow to send it. Look at this thing. I've never seen anything like this. It is a beehive. There are bees flying around. Looks like it's sculpted. How the hell did they make that? Well, that's nature for you. I was about to walk right past it to get to a clearing here, but I'm gonna do without. I'll stay in right here. Well, greetings, campers. It's around 8 o'clock or so, something like that. It's still breezy out here. I hope you can hear this. Things are much better, by the way. I hit a low. Eating dinner, that paleo meal was bland and not interesting, and I had to force myself to eat, and I couldn't finish it. And I was not feeling good. I was getting a little cold. It was around 50 degrees and windy, and with my down jacket on, I was feeling cold. My legs were cold, and just wasn't feeling right. Put my my rain skirt on for extra warmth on the legs, and that's remarkably effective. The only thing I don't like about it is that when I sit in my chair, I have a incredibly slick butt now, and I want to slide right out of the chair. But it's a surprisingly effective extra layer. It just cuts the wind, and I'm feeling much better. Did a couple things. I took a little walk and did a couple things to make me feel a little better. I'm still hydrating well, so that's good. I'm peeing like crazy, and I'm just stabilized. I was getting anxious. I wouldn't say on the verge of an anxiety attack, but I was suffering some anxiety and stress. Just wasn't feeling good. And it started getting dark and creepy forest. I did set up a candle lantern here. Really tried to beef it up to help from the winds, and I think it's pretty bulletproof. And it's effective. The moon is up, and that's kind of nice. It's only a quarter moon or so, and there's a lot of trees, so there's no light getting down here. But it's not completely dark out here. But to break up the darkness of the forest with the candle lantern, I set it up, strategically so that it illuminates a tree a good 4 feet up or so, and block the pinpoint of candlelight, because that messes up the whole effect. So this tree is glowing. So it's to my left here, and as I'm sitting here, there's this. Right now I'm blasting my face with my Lucy light so you can see me, but when it's dark and creepy, there's this ever-present glow next to me, and it's just glowing away. And it's comforting. I just feel so much better when I don't know how to say it, but I guess that it's not just that it's light breaking up the dark, although I guess that's part of it, but it's the light is illuminating a tree, so I now have a landmark. I can see this thing, and I know where this glow is with respect to the rest of my camp. So giving it a glance, or just seeing it out of the corner of my eye, I'm automatically orientated to the rest of my camp, where in the dark you're lost. More psychological than it should be. 45 minutes ago or so, I was going to just go into the tent as soon as I could, because it was dark, there's nothing to see here, and blah blah blah. Oh, woe was I. Then I took a walk down to the river, which really looks like a rushing river, or the wind is blowing. Okay, I need to paint this picture for you here. When I walked down to the river edge, look to the left, there's a straightaway of the river, and that is all full of water. And then there's a bend 100 yards down, and that's full too. So you see a full lake riverbed of water, and the wind is blowing towards me. And when I say towards me, I mean along that straightaway of water. It's blowing straight at me, and I'm at the other end of the straightaway. So it looks as if this water is rushing downstream towards me, and then to the right and downstream. It's an interesting illusion. And then while I was standing there and I'm looking straight down this alley of river water that's all choppy from the wind, the quarter moon is straight down that pathway, and it's illuminating the whole, almost all of the river, which appears to be flowing quickly. It's a really strange illusion, and it was very pretty. There was it's only a quarter moon or so, so there were bright stars that were visible in the sky and little puffy clouds that were pretty, and it was the prettiest thing I've seen down here, because it's pretty bland. Forest doesn't impress me. I like broad views and such. So that was another psychological boost of, oh, this is just beautiful, look at that. That helps, And now I can take a deep breath, and I'm feeling all right, and I'm warm enough, should probably walk around again a little bit. And I am going to get into the tent early, because that seems to be a guarantee that I get enough sleep, and I need to get my sleep. And the tent is cool, man. I set up for the first time. I tied off the front and back for extra support, and I'm looking at the towel that I have tied to a branch in a tree right next to the tent, and it's blowing all over the place. The tent is not moving. It does not move. Doesn't make a sound in all this wind. So that's a real bonus. So that makes the wind kind of nice, because listening to the wind blow through the trees, you can even hear where the wind gusts are. It's over there now, and you can hear it moving over there, and oh, now it's coming right at me, and you can hear it coming at you, and then you feel the effects as it blows over. It's a really cool part of nature. And when the tent is flapping all the time, it's not so cool, because then it's distracting and it wakes you up. But when it's the natural wind in the distance just blowing around and blowing and blowing, it's very soothing. I don't have any running water to put me to sleep, so hopefully the wind will do it for me. Okay, that was a long babble, but that's certainly it for the night. I'm slowly blocking all my light here. I see. Oh, see, that's the way it's supposed to be. That actually looks good, doesn't it? Wow. Okay. It just hurts, or it does at first. Okay. Good night. Well, greetings, campers. I'm in the tent before 10 o'clock again. 2 days in a row. Amazing. But it's what it takes for me to get enough sleep. Can't imagine the sun is going to find me anytime after sunrise. Plenty of trees around here to keep that from happening. Peculiar day. Had its ups and downs. I still have some mild trepidation about tomorrow, but I'll worry about that tomorrow. I'm just going to relax and go to sleep right now. Body is pretty strong, at least the muscles are strong. Hopefully my gut's hanging in there. Been kind of queasy all day, but I've been a little nervous all day, so I don't know. Like I say, I'm just going to relax right now. That's my job. Go to sleep. Good night. End of night 2 from China Flat.